Hey guys, welcome to another product showcase video. Today's product comes to us from InWin, and this is their InWin Commander 2 1200 watt power supply. Okay, first off we're going to just have a quick look at the box. As you can see, it's a military themed power supply. As you can tell by the picture, we're going to look at a few of the basic things with it. This is a modulated power supply. It uses Japanese industrial grade capacitors. This does come with a 80+ bronze rating. It's SLI ready as well as Crossfire, and it comes with a 5-year warranty. Okay, let's have a look at some of the features. This supports NVIDIA SLI and Quad SLI and all multi-core GPU technologies. High efficiency up to 85%. Supports ATX 12 volt, version 2.3, modular cable management system, 8 6.2 pin PCI connectors, so it's going to give you 8 power connectors for video cards, so you can run basically 4 of the high-end video cards in this. It has 4 independent 12 volt outputs, so it's running 4 individual rails on it. It comes with a 13.5 centimeter double ball bearing fan, a very nice big quiet fan. Patented 4-pin Molex Easy Swap connector. Intelligent fan speed control for optimal acoustics. Okay, over on this side we have high efficiency voltage transfer technology. Japanese industrial grade capacitors. Whenever you hear them talking about high-end motherboards, high-end electronics, overclocking, you'll always hear Japanese capacitors being used because they're the most quality ones that you can buy on the market right now. Steady 12 volt DC to DC VRM output design, quality gold plated high current terminals, hexagon shaped ventilation for excellent heat dispersion, provides multiple industrial grade protections over current, over voltage, over power, under voltage, and short circuit protection. Let's have a look at some of the specifications here. As we mentioned, this has got a silent 13.5 centimeter double ball bearing fan, so it's not a cheap fan that comes with it. 85% efficient. Manufactured suggested lifespan is 120,000 hours. Full protection we had just looked at with the overpower, underpower. Dimensions on this unit are 150 by 165 by 86 millimeter. Different safeties, we had talked about that too with the under voltage, over voltage. AC input is 115 or 230 volts AC for you guys overseas that are maybe looking to get one. DC output 3.3 volt is 24 amps, 5 volt is 30 amps. There's 4 individual 12 volt rails. Those all put out 40 amps each. So we have a total of 150 watts on the 3.3 and the 5 volt rail, 1032 watts on the 40 volt rail, a total power output of 1200 watts. They give you a little breakdown of the different connectors that it comes with. We're not going to look too much at that right now because we will take it out of the box and have a look at the connectors themselves. Here's an efficiency level on this side. 20% load is going to be 87.7 efficient. 50% load 87.9. 100% load 82.4. So as you can see, the efficiency does not drop off much as you get into the higher voltages, higher wattages I should say. Noise level is nice and steady. It's not a very loud power supply, but it is very heavy. I don't think I could even pick this up with one hand if I had to. So let's open up the box and have a look at the unit itself. Well, as you guys know, I usually don't do unboxing, but this one is packaged so well and comes with such neat accessories. I really love the way they went the extra mile on packaging everything that I just needed to show it in this video. This comes with an InWin bag that helps you organize your cables. You can put your extra cables in here so you can find them next time you need them. The in-win manual itself. And check out this chunk of foam. This is the piece that covers the power supply itself. You can see how well insulated that is all the way around to make sure it's going to get to your house without any damage being done. They wrap all of the cables here over to the side, your power cable, all your bundled cables that come with the power supply. And this, I imagine, is going to be our individually packaged cables. Why don't we set the box aside, and I'll get all this stuff laid out and we'll have a closer look at it. Okay, inside the box we get a variety of cables. We have a couple of cable management Velcro. They're like a foam Velcro that you can use to bundle up your cables. Of course, the manual and the pouch that I had already mentioned. You'll also get your power cord to plug it into your power strip or wall outlet. You get 4 screws to mount it into the bottom or back of your case. You also get your additional modular connectors. Altogether, this is going to give you a ton of different connections. You end up with, there's actually 2 of the older floppy drive connections that you can use, 8 peripheral ones, there's 8 SATA ones for SATA hard drives, SATA DVD drives, 8 PCI Express. There's already 4 of them included on the power supply itself, and then they give you 4 additional ones if you want to add extra video cards. There's one 8-pin connector, which is already included. One 4+4 connector also, if you're running the motherboards that only have the 4-pin on the motherboard instead of the 8. And then it has the main 20.4 connector on the power supply itself. So it's going to give you all kinds of options to add additional drives, or if you don't need all the additional drives, that you can save all of this mess on cable management, that you don't need to put these into the case. You can get by with just the bare power supply itself. We'll have a look at this in the bundle that it comes with. I know they do list these as modular, but nowadays there's hardly any true modular power supplies as far as no connections coming from the power supply. And there's a very good reason for it. Back when they did try making some of them, not particularly InWin, but other companies, they were having a lot of problems with like the 24-pin connectors staying connected and causing shorts in the system, causing damage to the system. So most power supply manufacturers have decided to give you the basic cables that everybody is going to need mounted right to the power supply. That way there's no chance of a bad connection or loose connection or causing any damage. And then they give you the option to add the extra modular connections to it if you need additional cables. And if you don't, then you simply can run it with just the ones that are connected to it. As you can see, all of the cables are sleeved. They come with a very nice black sleeving, sleeved right up to the end. Here's our double 4-pin connector. Here's our 8-pin connector that we would run to our motherboard, as well as your 20+4. The reason they still sell these is because some people still run the older style motherboards that only take a 20-pin connector, and if you had a 24-pin on here, it just wouldn't plug in. And then here is going to be our connectors for our video cards. As you can see, they give you 4 PCI Express connectors already connected to it, so you could run up to 2 high-end cards. So short of maybe one SATA connector, you have just about everything you need connected right to the power supply itself. Let's take a look at how long these are. Let me grab my tape measure here, just to give you an idea of how much length we have if you need extensions possibly in your case. It looks like they're all about 24 inches long, about 2 feet long. I'll check the 24 pin too, just to be safe, because that's the one that most people have some trouble with. And that actually measures out about 22 inches. So I'd say anywhere from 22 to 24, depending on the connection. So almost 2 feet of wire there. Okay, let's move on to having a little closer look at the power supply unit itself. As you can see, this is that octagon cutout that they use for their fan. That way they can get as much airflow through as possible without having to just make a standard oval or round hole here. This does come in a military green with also military text and stuff on it stating the 1200 volt, as well as the various different accessories, different things that'll run, like your quad SLI. It does have the InWind logo on it with the Commander 2 bronze sticker on it. On the back we have all of the basic information on it as far as how many amps per rail and all the information that we already discussed. It has ventilation on the back also, so it can pull air through the components to cool them. It's a very nice looking power supply, very heavy. I can tell it's got a lot of solid components that are in it. I like the military theme. It's kind of a step away from ones that we've seen with other computers, from just a standard black or a standard silver. The fact that they went with a army type green, a dull kind of brushed out green instead of your typical flashy glossy finish. As I mentioned before, on the front, your connectors for your module connectors. I'll see if we can get a better look at that. Here's the 6 of them here, and they're very nicely labeled here, as well as in the manual, to explain what to plug into each one to make sure that you get the right plug-in that you need for it. Well, all I can say is that this is a beast of a power supply. I really couldn't imagine anybody needing more voltage or wattage than the 1200 watts that this produces. It'll run any of the newer processors, AMD, Intel, even Skulltrail dual processor setups. The ability to run up to 4 video cards if you're going to run quad SLI or whatever type of graphic setup you're going to run. So it's going to do just everything that you're going to need it to do as far as your new computer build goes. I can't imagine anything that it wouldn't be able to run. And I think it's a very good quality. We got the Japanese capacitors, nice finish, long cables, lots of additional cables with it, the manual, the nice pouch that you can keep your spare cables in so you don't lose them. Overall, I think it's a very nice product. I think it's going to be very handy for people that are doing real high-end game builds, custom case builds, that sort of thing. But that's going to be it for this product showcase. We want to thank InWind for providing this product for our showcase. Once again, this was their Commander 2 1200 watt power supply, and I want to thank you for watching.